The stage is set for one of the most dramatic geopolitical showdowns of our time. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has shaken the global order with a fiery demand: NATO must sanction China. Not only that, he is calling for tariffs of up to 100% on Chinese and Indian imports as punishment for continuing to buy Russian oil. The message is loud and clear. Trump wants NATO to act as an economic weapon. But in the middle of this storm stands one of America's closest allies, Canada, trapped in the crossfire. Here's the hook. Canada now faces an impossible choice. If it sides with Trump's call, it risks severe retaliation from China, its second-largest trading partner. If it resists, it risks angering Washington and appearing disloyal within NATO. Either way, the stakes for Canada could not be higher. Trump argues that choking off Russian oil money is the only way to weaken Moscow and speed up an end to the war in Ukraine. He frames this as a moral test of NATO unity, but critics warn his plan is dangerously simplistic. Tariffs on China would ripple across the global economy, driving up costs and disrupting supply chains that Canada relies on. It is not just about politics, it is about the survival of industries, jobs, and households already struggling with inflation. Beijing has already condemned the idea, branding it economic blackmail and threatening countermeasures. For Canada, which depends on Chinese markets for agriculture, resources, and technology, these countermeasures could devastate exporters and hurt domestic growth. The nightmare scenario? Canada aligns with NATO only to see its own economy hit hardest. The bigger picture is even more unsettling. Within NATO itself, cracks are already showing. European nations like Hungary and Turkey maintain ties with Russian energy. If Trump pushes his agenda too far, the alliance could splinter. Some nations may obey, others may resist. That raises the question: does this strategy truly unify NATO? Or does it deepen divisions at a time when unity is most critical? And then there's the global context. With tensions already rising in Ukraine, the South China Sea, and the Middle East, adding a NATO-led trade war against China risks sparking economic chaos on a worldwide scale. The consequences would extend far beyond Moscow or Beijing. They could reshape markets, alliances, and even the balance of power. So what will Canada do? That is the question hanging over this crisis. Stand firmly with Trump and NATO, or chart its own path and risk isolation? Each option comes with enormous costs. What is clear is that Canada is no longer just a bystander. It has become a central player in a high-stakes gamble where the future of global politics and its own national security hang in the balance.